If your wedding had a theme song, the planning process of it, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. AC/DC, Hell's Bells.
Hello there. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Bleep the Budget. Real money talk, no fluff. I am your host, Senior Community Relations Specialist, Megan McDonald. Thank you for tuning in once again. Episode 3, I think we're on. We are actually going to be switching things up a little bit today. Instead of having like a traditional business owner on like we've had the last couple of episodes, I actually have someone on who is set to talk about all of the craziness of wedding budgeting bliss. Say that 5 times fast. And who better to do that than someone from the Forefront family? I am joined in the studio today by Michael Cohen, who is actually from our Forefront Credit Union IT department. So if anything goes horribly wrong, Michael, while we're recording, we've got you.
Perfect.
So I am super pumped for this. We are golden. Michael and his wife actually just got married back in October. And I also myself got married a few years ago, went through all of the craziness of budgeting and spending and flowers and I don't know, the food, all of it. But I'm willing to bet that it's even changed substantially in the last few years. So we're super pumped to have Michael on, just give that real perspective of how do you financially plan for a wedding. So Michael, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks, Megan.
All right. Well, let's get into it. First of all, so your wife, her name is Eliza, right?
Eliza, yep.
All right. And when did you guys get married?
We got married October 25th.
All right. That was a test. You passed.
I know. Thank you.
So you have been married for not even 2 months then.
Yeah, right. Just a little over a month. Yep.
That's exciting. How is wedding? How is it being married?
Well, you can see all these gray hairs in my beard. I don't know. But,
yes. My husband would say the same thing.
It is. We lived together previously, so not much has changed. I think the hardest part is changing her last name.
Okay.
And then everyone.
I understand that too.
Getting everyone to pronounce it properly.
Okay.
Is the hardest part. She's going to go by, my last name's Cowan. She's going to go by Cohen for the rest of her life.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, we figured that out before I actually started recording. I just had to triple check, and I was wrong. I said Cohen initially. So
happens all the time.
Is it Cohen or is it Cowan?
It's okay. I'll take either one.
Okay. So let's start off. Give me the very quick movie trailer version of your wedding. Tell me how many people were there in attendance, how many were in the party, what was the vibe, what kind of food did you serve? Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you the actual attendance versus what we thought.
Oh, yeah. RSVP versus reality is very different.
Yeah. So I believe in total, we maxed out at 80 people.
Okay.
Not what we originally wanted. Originally wanted 300.
300?
Yeah.
Now, you invited 300?
We talked about inviting 300.
And
we then started
cost.
looking at the venues and the catering. Times have definitely changed since you got married, I'm sure.
I'm sure they have. Okay, so 80 people were there.
80 people were there.
How big was your wedding party?
Wedding party, super minimal. We had one person stand. My friend officiated it. Super small as far as the party itself.
Okay, so one best man and one maid of honor.
Yep.
That's okay.
Correct.
Cool. Any flower girls or ring bearers, anything like that?
We had our nephews, Ollie and Louie, 3 and 6, now 6 years old, carry the rings down the aisle. So no flower girls, but two very cute little young boys carrying the rings down.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Everyone loves that part. Yeah. It's the best. Okay, so theme. Did you guys have like a certain vibe you were going for or a color scheme?
Just semi-casual.
Okay.
We didn't have any type of color scheme. My wife and I at the time were just like, hey, let's go to the courthouse and get it done with. And then we spoke to both of our parents and found out
no,
that's not happening. No, not at all.
Okay.
There may have been some tears, and I said, okay, we're going to have a wedding.
Okay. And then that's actually kind of interesting. So you went from Courthouse You wanted 300 people when mom and dad said, no, you guys are doing something big. But then you scaled it back to 80.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. What about your food? What kind of food did you guys serve?
So it was catered. It was Italian. We have a lot of vegans, vegetarians.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
No, and no disrespect on that, but it does make the menu portion a lot more difficult.
Oh, absolutely. My family dinners now, because half of my family is vegan, the other half is vegetarian, is like 4 or 5 different plates. It's a little crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Italian based.
Yep.
And I also wanted to double check, where did you guys get married? Was it
Park Place Hotel.
Oh, so in Traverse City.
So we had the reception at the Park Place Hotel.
Okay.
And then we had the ceremony at Venue Blue in Gray Lakeville.
Indoor, like heated?
Indoor heated. It has doors that fold down to make it a little warmer, so to speak.
You were in October, though. Well,
it was a little chilly.
I was October 14th. We had sleet, snow, wind, you name it. And it all happened right when the ceremony started. We had an outdoor wedding. And the pictures are just hilarious.
They're supposed to say that's good luck. It's like when a bird poops on your head, right? It's like good luck. You're like, no, this is kind of terrible.
Yeah. This sucks. But yeah, so far we're still together. So good luck, right?
Good.
All right. What was, Michael, the one moment during planning where you were like, oh, bleep, this is happening?
Probably the venues.
Yeah.
Looking at the venues. That was probably my oh, bleep moment.
Okay.
When we went to 5 and we realized all of them are $10,000 or above. And we were like, what?
And give us an idea here. Like, what comes with $10,000 on average with those venues you were looking at?
Nothing.
Just the build. just the 4 walls, a floor, and a ceiling.
Yeah, and maybe some like wooden bar in the corner that's not stocked that you still have to provide the liquor for. Yeah.
Okay. So that was your moment.
That was the moment where like, I don't think 300 people are going to cut it.
Okay.
And then that with the catering, you're like, your eyes start spinning.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it does. Yes, it does. Did either of you throughout the process turn into what we'll call a weddingzilla? Or were you guys pretty calm and cool?
First 3 weeks, I would say, was our first experience of that. And I love my wife, and we get together very, very well. We communicate very well. But there was definitely a couple difficult conversations where we're sitting there in the middle of the night going, how did our friends afford this? We want a nice wedding. They're very emotional, high stress conversations, right? Because you're like, hey, we can do this, but how much do we want to put ourselves in debt, if any?
Right.
Is it worth it?
I understand that thought process at all. Or totally. It's tough.
Yeah.
But you guys made it. You got married. So that's obviously a good sign.
Yeah, we were lucky. We now have a great family and some great family support, and they really did their due diligence on finding the locations. What's cheap or inexpensive is probably a better word, that still looks, classy. Mm-hmm. And after a lot of research, we settled on the Park Place and Venue Blue. Okay.
Can you tell me why you decided to settle on those places?
Cost.
Yeah.
A lot of it boiled down to cost. It was still nice enough. It still accommodated the ceremony accommodated about 130 people, and the reception accommodated 80. Oh. Yeah, so it was a little awkward. So when we started inviting people, we're like, hey, we love you. We would love to have you at our wedding. You've supported us from day one, but the actual reception part is for family only.
Okay. That's interesting. I feel like a lot of times when you are going through that process, a lot of couples will have a smaller ceremony, but let their people come to the bigger party element, the reception. I feel like that's a lot of times guests' mindsets too. Like, we might not be able to make it to the ceremony, but we can make it to the party portion.
Yeah.
That had to have been hard.
Yeah, it was difficult. And I think the best way we put it was, we used the family card. Hey, it's a lot of immediate family that's going to be here. We've only got a limited number of seats. but we would still love you to be part of our special day.
Okay.
And so, for the most part, everyone understood.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Random question. If your wedding had a theme song, the planning process of it, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. AC/DC Hell's Bells.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, I would like to make sure it's known that they did get married, so everything turned out good, right?
Everything turned out great. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the actual theme song I went with for the wedding was the Bridgerton soundtrack instrumental. So for anybody that's
Look at you
thinking about getting married and you're tasked with the job of picking out the music, Bridgerton instrumental. So
Eliza gave you the task of choosing the music. I'm shocked. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Thank you. I can't take all the credit. I've got a lot of friends that are into music, and I was like, please help me.
Have you seen Bridgerton?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
Not at all.
I love Bridgerton, but it is not a show that my husband likes to sit down and watch with me. It's the type where, he walks into the room every now and then and like, what is that? What are they talking about? And I'm like, really? If you want to watch it.
Yeah.
But it's not a show that he's into. So
Yeah, well.
I was about to be really impressed if you watched Bridgerton.
That's what marriage is about, right? Compromise. I'm in there watching RuPaul's Drag Race a couple nights a week. We do the Mormon Housewives a couple times a week.
I love that one. That kept me awake in the middle of the night after I had my baby girl last Christmas time. And it's like those middle of the night feedings. I'm like, what can I watch just to keep me awake? It worked. This is the question that everyone really wants to know. So let's just rip the Band-Aid off here. How much did your wedding cost in total?
In total, we were slightly above 10 grand. I would say all in, probably about 12. But yeah, let's estimate about 10 grand.
Everything. Does that include the dress, the tuxes or suits that you wore, any party bus rental?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yep, everything.
Wow.
So we lucked out. My wife's mother, Jamie, shout out to Jamie, does alterations and is a great sewist, seamstress, all the above. And so that saved a ton of money. I think the dress in total was $1,600.
Okay.
And then with the alterations, if they would have done it at the shop, would have been about $3 grand or something crazy.
Okay. I am just doing some quick math here because I'm not a mathlete. So we're talking about $12,000 all in. You had 80 people.
Yep.
That's about $150 a head.
Yep.
That is a perspective for you. So $150 a person.
Yep.
Okay. That's not too bad.
No.
I've certainly heard worse.
The venues were a steal. I'm glad that we did our research and we waited. And what's really hard is because it's a highly emotional situation when you're both out there looking at venues. You've traveled 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you're getting the whole rundown, and then, they tell you, well, it may be booked unless you put a payment down today.
Oh, yes.
And so you kind of have that excitement, and you're like, well, we got to put money down. We have to put money down. And so we had a lot of conversations of 24 hours. Just wait 24 hours, wake up in the morning, we'll think about it again. Yeah. If we're in love with it, we'll put money down.
Yes, we had those conversations too. We actually only ended up looking at one location, and we just fell so head over heels in love with it. And I think we waited more than 24 hours, but you feel that energy. You're like, I got to do it. What if it goes away? Yep. I think we found just like, let's take a step back. Let's discuss it with the parents. Let's make sure. And it all worked out. I kind of felt like if it wasn't there, then it wasn't meant to be. Yep. After we did do all that. So it sounds like you guys had a similar mindset.
Yeah. And I think most of my decisions are 72 hours. Any big purchase, I'm like, but with the wedding venue, it's like, let's give it 24.
Okay.
And then I think I spoke to you earlier in the week and said we were also trying to get a house simultaneously and plan for children simultaneously. I know. So real quickly, by like month 2, we're like, no, let's just focus on the wedding.
Yeah. Good choice. So how are you doing on house and baby stuff? Is that now are you having that conversation again?
We're having that conversation again. And I think we are approaching it intelligently.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge, from the advice I get from all of my colleagues here.
Okay.
Take your time, no rush. Have your list of must-haves, nice-to-haves,
yep.
And hopefully something changes in the market.
Yeah.
So we're like,
yeah,
and it's crazy having those conversations with people in different generations because they're like, well, just go out, get a house. So I'm like, well, that's a $650,000 house. You do the math, that's $3,000 a month in mortgage.
Yeah. I don't want to live for my house payment.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, good for you guys. I would say the same thing. Take your time. So $150 a head, about $12,000 total. Mm-hmm. Was that a number that you guys were prepared for, or did it completely throw you off?
Nope. I would say 10 grand was our sweet spot.
Okay.
That's what we're looking at. And again, her family, my family, our families helped quite a bit.
I was going to ask you that. I know my family helped a ton. My husband's family helped as well. That's always really, really important and awesome when you have that support. But not everyone gets that.
Not everyone gets that. Absolutely. So it started off with, we did not plan on getting any support.
Okay.
And I think that's the best way to approach it.
I would agree.
Because you get there and you're like, all right, this is what we have in our savings. This is what we can afford. And anything else additional, great. That's awesome. Now we can use that towards the honeymoon or save for the new house that we're never going to get.
Maybe in 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good mindset. Great. What was your biggest wait? How much moment?
I would say, I think the catering was kind of what shocked us the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're like, you're telling me for some noodles and sauce, it's going to be a couple $1,000? And we're like, that was probably the biggest.
You're like, give me a pot and a pan, I got this.
Absolutely. That was like our shocker moment. And then it's all the little things you don't think about. The DJ, the photographer. Again, shout out to Sam. That's my brother-in-law. He did the pictures for us. He's a photographer.
That's awesome.
So, and just talking to Eliza, I said, it can't be that much. She's like, yeah, they're like $2,000.
The photographer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%. Yeah.
And she's like, maybe we want a videographer. And I said, well, how much is a videographer? They're like $3,000. I'm like,
So did you guys do videography?
We did not.
Yeah, we didn't either.
And I don't miss it. I can't tell you how many times I go back through my phone and look at pictures. We pick our like 10 or 15 that we love, and those are the ones that we post. And
Yeah. I struggled with the videographer thing a lot, video and storytelling. I love that stuff. Yeah. But when you looked at it financially, I'm like, I think I'd rather just put some of that money toward the honeymoon. Or future things for us. And that was a tough thing.
It's great when you're on the same page. So we're very pragmatic. We're very realistic. Hey, it'd be awesome to have that, but is it a need to have?
Right.
No.
That's what we did too. I also told myself that because I do possess the skills of editing and whatnot, I'm going to take all the pictures and all the video from that day that people take on their phones. I'm going to put it all together and make this awesome piece on my own. Do we think I've done that? I have not. And it's been 3 years.
I found out it takes 8 weeks. It takes about on average 2 to 3 months for them to edit the pictures.
Yeah. Someday, maybe I'll do that. But now I have a 1-year-old, so nope, not probably happening. All right. Reeling it back in a little bit. What was the worst money that you spent on anything on? The thing that you would tell couples just to completely skip it and ditch it?
It's tough. It's tough because we ran real slim and everything we had, we really, really enjoyed and we really liked. Maybe some of the additional like flowers and bouquets.
Flowers, man, those are inexpensive.
Those are expensive too.
Yeah.
We had a nice arch that we kind of built and it looked beautiful. And I hope no one from the family is listening to this, but we probably could have done without it.
That's okay. We're being honest here. It was beautiful, but that was okay.
Yeah. Little things like that. I would say take them or leave them. You can have them, but
yeah.
I will say I'm glad that they were there. It made the day super special. I'm glad I didn't go to the courthouse. It felt a lot better. It felt like a real wedding. It was a real wedding.
Yeah. Okay. What was your color scheme? I don't think I asked you that.
We did earth tones. So she was in all white and I was in a dark royal navy blue, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My husband wore that too.
Like a cream shirt underneath and a white bow tie. And
what about your flowers and stuff?
Flowers were all white.
All white. Oh, wow. Yeah. Very elegant.
Yeah.
Pretty. I love that.
Yep.
Now, did you two sit down and set a strict budget together, or did you guys just kind of have these conversations as things popped up?
We started having those conversations as things popped up until we had to have an uncomfortable conversation, which again can be easily navigated with open communication. Like, hey, here's what I have. Here's what you have. We're getting married. I know some couples don't like to share their financials. We put it out all on the table. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, if we can get away with this wedding for $10,000, we can also take a $5,000 honeymoon.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big, I think if you can sprinkle in a little good with the bad, you get a lot further.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay. So that's how we were too. Hats off to I have a couple friends who actually sit down or they go out to dinner and they have a drink or two and they build a budget. And I'm like, we just kind of roll through the punches as things come up. And I don't know, maybe that's not the best way to go, but.
Well, so as a guy, and not to sound misogynistic, I don't like numbers and I get overwhelmed easily. And so and she is a genius. So she sat there and was just scribbling away everything. And when we got to the top of the second page, I think that's when I took a deep breath. I was like, why don't we save this for Saturday morning over some coffee in our pajamas? Because your eyes start spinning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It really, really is. Well, speaking of your eyes spinning, were there any spending categories that popped up and you guys were like, nope, not happening. We're not doing it.
Yeah. The dancing, dance floor, DJ.
Oh.
I know.
So you needed to bring in a dance floor?
We need to bring in a dance floor and a DJ. And we said, nope, because in order to get 80 people at the Park Place, you had to remove a dance floor and put a table in there.
Oh.
So we kind of weighed. We said, well, do we want more immediate family there? Do we want to dance? What type of people are going to be there? Okay. Most of them are 50, 60, 70 and above. I said, so how much dancing is there really going to be?
Sure.
And so that was kind of an easy one. We're like, hey, we'll do the ceremony. We'll do the reception. We'll have a dinner. People don't need to get up and move around and everything. I think it was serve yourself, but it was just relaxed. And I've been to 3 or 4 weddings where the dancing almost felt forced.
Okay.
And so I don't know if maybe it's a new age where do we need to? I'll tell you the only person who was upset, our parents. Because my mom wanted her first dance.
Oh, so you guys didn't even do the son-mom dance?
No, or just gave her a big old hug and kiss and said, I love you.
Well, that's still sweet. That's okay. All right. Well, so did you guys play music on your phones then with the speaker system?
We
that works.
did. So we had, I would say reach out to your friends if you're in my boat or planning, because they helped a lot. I had a buddy lend me some $1,500 sound setup and microphone. Great.
Perfect.
There's minus $1,500 for me. Microphone stands, stuff like that, especially because I'm in IT.
Yeah.
I just ask around. I got that.
Yeah.
But use your resources. I think a lot of people are afraid to ask for help.
Yes.
And a lot of people, because we were scratching our heads about how can our friends afford this stuff? Mm-hmm. And then you get to a dark space where you start figuring out your income, comparing your friends' income. And you're like,
yep.
How is this possible?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know how much they make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So how did you divide costs between the two of you? Spreadsheets or?
We're getting married. It's all coming out of the same pot.
Okay.
Super easy.
That works.
Yeah. We just figured, hey, you get this, I get that. Everything's going to be merged.
Yeah. I like what you said about not trading, but having friends help you out and stuff like that. Were there any other maybe more unconventional ways that you guys tried to cover costs with stuff? Or
what we did is we put our very small, we're super grateful because we have just about everything that we need. So we put together one of the small wedding lists, and on there we had just listed help towards the honeymoon, help towards a new house. And so a couple months prior to that, we started seeing checks come in for other stuff, and that kind of offset. We're like, oh, okay, well, that offsets the honeymoon cost right there. Mm-hmm. So that was another, I would say, make that, even if you don't have anything you want. I think we had like one Ring doorbell on there. I was like, oh, I want a Ring doorbell. But most of our relatives were like, we know what you really want. You want a nice honeymoon or some cash.
Yes.
That was nice.
And it's totally worth it, too, to, go big, I think, on your honeymoon, because it's that time that you guys are together and it's relaxing after all of the wedding chaos. I know we put a lot of stock in that, too.
100%. And you'd be shocked at how many people don't do the honeymoon.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, sometimes financially, it's not an option for everybody. Yep. But if you can afford to give yourselves that time, I think it's totally worth it.
Absolutely. We left 6 a.m. the next morning.
Oh,
Gone.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
No family brunch, no nothing. We are in Mexico. We love y'all. See ya.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you like that then? Or did you find that stressful at all, planning for both kind of simultaneously?
No, because I'll tell you what, it's kind of like winters here in Michigan. You book a trip in February, and so for the next 2 or 3 months, you're like, I don't care what happens because I'm going to Florida in February or I'm going to Europe. So it was like a carrot in front of the horse. You're just like, let's get through this wedding. Let's get through all this planning. And we're going to have a great honeymoon.
Okay. We ended up splitting it like a week, and it happened in I'd say a good way, because my good friend ended up getting married the weekend after us. And so it solidified the deal, like, okay, let's take a week in between, regroup, repack all the things. And then we took off right after my friend's wedding. So we only had a week, but personally, I'm happy I did it that way, because I'm totally type A and planning and packing, and I don't think I would have been able to handle both.
Yeah, it was a lot. We did have everything packed and ready to go. We got in, I think, from our wedding night at 9 or 9:30, which was pretty early.
Okay.
And we're like, cool, bags are packed. All we have to do is wake up and make it to the airport.
Okay. Between the two of you, who do you think was the more let's upgrade it person versus the more let's stick to the budget person?
I would say Eliza probably wanted to upgrade it. Our parents wanted to upgrade it.
Hey, if parents are willing to pay for the upgrade, I say go for it.
And yeah. And I think that's what we realized rather quickly. It was like, hey, this is an awesome experience and memory for us, but I think the parents really want to see it.
Yeah.
So I would say mainly them, because like I said, we were fine just going to a Courthouse and like, hey, let's do it. Let's get it done. Let's go take a honeymoon. Okay.
And parents are like, nope,
no,
sorry.
Not going to happen. Yeah, be prepared for that. It's like the first time I heard my mom cry in like 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, is everything all right? Are you sick? I just wanted to have our first dance, and I want all my aunts and uncles, and be prepared for that too.
Yeah.
Aunts and uncles you haven't seen in 25, 30 years are going to want to come to the wedding.
I know, and like second cousins, and it's so tough. Yeah. It's so tough cutting those numbers. Yeah. We ended up, I think we invited like 250, and we had about 200 in attendance, so... Yeah, and we both come from very large families, so it was really hard. So hard.
That's a lot, yeah. And you don't know if you invite this sister, then this sister has to come. But what about her kids? Well, then their kids have to come.
Oh my gosh, kids are such a tough one. Oh, so tough. Did you guys have kids at the wedding? No. Okay. So
just the ring bearers. They got away with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We we have nieces and nephews and cousins, and cousins with kids. So we ended up letting, I think their threshold was nieces and nephews and immediate first cousins' kids, because we were very close with them. And yeah, after that, we just had to say no.
Yeah.
When you start that $150 per seat, that's when it gets really
starts adding up. Well, yeah. And then we ran into stuff. If you have friends that have just given birth, they're not going to leave their kid at home. So we're like, all right, well, we can make an exception.
Oh, yeah. I let babies in.
Exactly.
You're not going to eat the dinner.
Exactly.
You're going to drink the milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's hard. Did you guys end up DIYing anything?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
As much as we could.
Okay.
So we had a whole crew, and this shout out to the families, shout out to the McCalls. They showed up an hour or two early. And not only that, I mean, so I told you her mom did the alterations. The flowers we found on Marketplace. Mm-hmm. They had decorated all the chairs, the entire ceremony, laid out a white carpet, so to speak, as we walked down. The arch they had built, attached flowers to that. So as much do it yourself as possible. Even desserts, like some of the sugar cookies were just really nicely made with our names, and a little vest for me and a gown for her. And it was just like a little thank you farewell present. But
and you guys made those?
We did.
Oh, that's so cool. Love that.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Yeah. DIYing is where it's at. We did a lot of that too.
It is. It's scary though, because you also have to commit to doing it. You're like, oh, what am I doing this weekend? More work for the wedding. It's kind of like renovating a house. You're like,
baking cookies.
Yeah.
Yep. What about a splurge that was 100% worth it?
I would say the honeymoon and my suit. And I wouldn't even consider that a splurge, really. There was nothing. We went, the ring, of course.
Sure. Oh, yeah, the ring.
The ring, of course. Splurge on that.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think there was anything crazy. We got to the airport and we're like, let's see if we can get on first class. Mexico's a long flight. That would have been our big splurge, but all the seats were taken. So,
how much did your honeymoon cost, by the way?
$5,000 in total.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was pretty close to what we did too. We ended up going to Jamaica.
Yeah. Awesome.
I put my foot down. I was like, I want an all-inclusive.
That's what we
I don't
did.
want to think.
Yeah.
I've thought for a year and a half of planning. I want no thinking.
That's what we did. It was the best decompression after the wedding to literally do nothing but wake up and go to the pool.
Yep.
And then people offer you drinks. People bring your food. All we had to do was set up reservations for dinner every night. And I think that was my only decision.
Same. I think my biggest stress the whole honeymoon was I need to get a seat by the pool or by the ocean. Like we got to get there early, honey. We have to get a good sunny spot.
Put a towel down. Yep.
Yes. What was the most outrageous vendor quote you got? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a quote for a vendor that you used.
Yeah. So I think it was, and we might have talked about this. We're having a little water cooler chat earlier this week. Mm-hmm. It was the venue. It was some of the venues where you're just like, this is a rundown barn and you want $17,000 for it?
And again, is it just the barn?
Yeah. Okay. It's just, so you're getting the chairs. If you're doing anything outside, you're getting the tent. There's a lot of costs that I didn't think about. And I was like, you're getting the tablecloths, you're getting the lighting, the candles, and it just, there's like a list that goes on and on and on that.
Yeah.
For me, at least, I didn't think about any of that. I was like, oh, it's all going to come included, the alcohol.
Yep. Were you guys able to purchase your own alcohol and bring it in to the venue? Or did you have to pay for a package? So
we had to pay for a package. A lot of our family and our friends don't drink, so that made it pretty simple. And I think we ended up just paying the tab at the end of the night. But the first 2 or 3 drinks were on us, and then anything after that was on you guys.
Okay.
And it was the easiest way to do it. We're like, I don't think most of our family and friends are going to go through 2 or 3 drinks, so that was easy.
What about your pettiest planning argument? As he laughs.
Yeah, it was trimming down the numbers. It was...
Was there any one specific number that, maybe someone didn't want to budge on, but the other did? And
I think it came down to we have a lot of mutual friends, and then we have a lot of our own friends. And so then it came down to splitting it in half. And it's like, well, if I get these two, you get those two. If I get these three, you get these three. And then these three might have had other significant others. And it's like, so I mean, again, the whole communication is huge. That was probably, and I remember that night, it was coming to terms with, hey, this is going to be $20,000. We have to be ready to take out a loan, use most of our savings, or we're going to have to start trimming down the list. Mm-hmm. And there was like 2 or 3 weeks where we came up with a list and we're doing our due diligence. I was like, all right, I got 150. She's got 150. And then to do all that work and sit down and go, we can't invite this many people.
Yeah.
That was tough. There was definitely some tears and some hugs because you're like, and you're trying to read each other. Do you really want a wedding? Do I really want a wedding? Maybe this is something she's always dreamed about and has just been, is working with me and kind of hiding it. So you're trying to navigate that without, hurting the other person's feelings.
Yeah. That's tough.
It is.
It is. It's just a lot of tough conversations. Michael, finish this sentence for me. Weddings are...
I want to say stressful, but ultimately rewarding.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Worth it?
Worth it. 100%. Anybody that's thinking about doing the courthouse, more power to you. If you want to save the money, great. I was there. I understand it. But at the end of the day, I remember sending a text to the family. We have a little group chat, and I said, hey, I am so grateful that we did it this way and didn't go into a courthouse. Mm-hmm. We got great memories. We got great pictures. It was a great time for our families to meet each other.
Looking back on everything, the budgeting, the chaos, the laughs, the tears, what is the one single thing that you are the most proud of from your wedding day?
I mean, I found everything. I found the venue. I found...
Eliza, are you hearing this? He's saying a lot right now.
She knows because this is the only crap I give her every once in a while. I say, hey, I did my work. I found the venue. No. The one thing I'm most proud of...
Yeah.
I can't even take credit. It's just how to see the family work like a unit. Everyone had their role. And it was just it was almost like a military brigade. People were like, hey, I'm getting the flowers. I'm building the arch. I'm doing the alterations. The boys are carrying the rings down. So it's like, I can't say there was one thing.
You all came together.
All came together. And it's shocking, especially if you haven't seen that before. So like we see it at work with our teams and our colleagues.
Yeah.
But to see it outside of work and everyone have a role and then like execute that perfectly, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you.
What is one money lesson through the planning process of a wedding that you learned and that you kind of carry with you in the future?
Over budget, save. Like
over save budget. Money ahead of time,
yeah,
you mean? Okay.
Yeah. And if you're planning, have a plan. Come up and do your research. Have some realistic numbers in your head. Because if you would have asked me this a couple months ago before I got married, I would have no idea. I would have said, a venue's got to be $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah.
Wrong. $17,000. Ring's got to be X amount of dollars. Wrong. Way more than you thought.
Wrong.
Yeah.
What did this whole entire process teach you guys about yourselves?
Communication. 100%. You can avoid so many, I don't want to say arguments, turmoil, or guessing what the other one's thinking by just asking, by just sitting down and making a designated time and space. Like I said before, hey, 9 a.m., Saturday morning, coffee, we'll watch the snowfall, and we'll sit there. We'll have these uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
We had totally different, we're married in castle. We're going to have doves released and rice thrown at us. It was just, a reality check. We're like, oh, maybe not.
Fireworks show at the end of the evening.
Absolutely.
Last question for you, Michael. If you could leave future couples with one single sentence of advice for wedding planning and budgeting, what would that be?
There's nothing that somebody hasn't done before you. And typically, they've already experienced this pain, right? Someone once told me, a fool learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So just talk. And talk to your friends that are married and that are hopefully still married. And don't talk. You want to follow somebody who has something that you want. I want a nice, healthy, successful marriage. Hey, how did you guys have your wedding? And a lot of the answers were, hey, we went to the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the ones that didn't, they kind of broke it down for us. We're like, this is what I did. This is how I save money. A lot of the stuff, do it yourself. Mm-hmm. And then, some of the answers we got were, oh, well, my parents paid for everything, or we took out a $30,000 loan.
Oof. Yes,
don't go into debt over a wedding.
Also a great piece of advice. Yeah. I like that. Do your research, the reality check, talk to other people. Yeah. Good pieces of advice.
And be prepared. It's going to be hard. Those conversations are hard.
They aren't.
It's called growing up. It's being mature.
And now you get to have mortgage and baby conversations, it sounds like.
And changing last names. It's so much fun.
That was a tough part for me. I'm not going to lie.
It still is for us.
Yeah. I liked my maiden name a lot. I love my last name, McDonald. Don't get me wrong. But
well, I love hers because not a lot of people can mess up McCall.
There's still time. You can switch.
Problem is I'm a little older than she is, so I'm afraid people might think like, oh, she's walking around with her father.
I can't imagine it looks like that. Maybe Big Brother.
Yeah, maybe Big Brother.
All right. Well, Michael, thank you so much for coming on this and being super honest. I think this has been super helpful advice for people. As Michael said, do your research, talk to people. Don't just jump in blind, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Bleep the Budget. Real money talk, no fluff.